Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos about dyeing, sewing, and upcycling. Today I'm going to go over how to make an ice-dyed spiral shirt. Before we get started, let's go over the supplies, and as always, I'll list them all down in the description box below with links. I'm going to start with a 100% cotton t-shirt that's been pre-washed, and I'm using the Prochem Dye Kit in the classic colors. It comes with soda ash and synthrapol, so this kit is a great deal. Synthrapol is also known as dyer's detergent and will be the choice kind of laundry detergent for tie-dye. Then I'm going to be using a plastic tray to hold all of the dye and the ice in the shirt. You're going to need ice. It depends on how big your shirt is for how much ice you need. I probably am just using like 6 cups of ice. A drop cloth to keep everything tidy, rubber bands for tying up my shirt, some disposable rubber gloves, and the ones I usually get multiple uses out of them. And then I'm going to be using a window screen. So like I said, everything that I'm using is going to be linked down in the description box below. So here is my 100% pre-washed cotton t-shirt, and this is a kid's t-shirt that I'm working with, but you can do this with any size t-shirt. And I'm just going to kind of get the creases out first and get it nice and flat before I start to fold it. I'm going to start by folding it on the center front and then folding it in half into quarters and then folding it kind of in like a paper airplane shape, accordion style. So I'll fold one fold forward and one fold backwards, and then I'm going to put some rubber bands on it, and I'm doing it in sort of like an undulating pattern, not too regular. So I'm just going to keep going and wrap a couple of rubber bands around, and this will provide a nice tight resist. If you're interested in learning more about dyeing, I have multiple Skillshare classes available. You can watch for free if you're already a member of Skillshare, and if you're not, you can try a membership for free with the links down in the description below. So once I get the t-shirt totally tied up, I'm going to put it in a plastic tray, and I'm going to add my ice. I had used this ice already for another project and then changed my mind, and it has the black from the Prochem kit on the ice. So I'm just covering the entire t-shirt with the ice that already has the dye kind of incorporated in it. This is just kind of the way this project worked out. Sometimes, you know, the creative process is not particularly linear. So now I'm adding a little bit of soda ash on top, probably about a quarter of a cup. And this is a children's t-shirt, so it's pretty small. So I'm just making sure that everything is covered by the ice, and I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. Here it is completely melted, and you can see that some parts are more dyed than others. So after letting it soak for 24 hours, it's time to open it up, and I got a pretty nice sort of like spider web type of design on the shirt. So then I rinsed it with cold, and then I washed it with hot and synthrapol. And synthrapol is also known as dyer's detergent. What it does is it takes the dye, the excess dye out, and it leaves the white parts white. So it helps with the bleeding. Here it is after it's been totally washed and dried. And I could have totally left it like this. I think it looks good. But I wanted to kind of give it a little bit more color. So I decided to do another process on top of this process. So one thing I like to do with ice dyeing is to make swatches so that I have an idea of what the colors will look like. And this is the swatch collection from the Prochem Dye Kit that's linked down below. And I made another video of the swatches using this kit. And I'll link that down in the description below and at the end of this video. So I decided to go in sort of like a pink and purple direction with the black also incorporated. I love to use black on top of the brights to kind of make them a little bit more deep. So I'm going to just go ahead and spiral fold this t-shirt, and it's a children's t-shirt, so it's very small and very cute, and I just want it to look kind of like a cinnamon bun. And I'm coming in with my rubber bands, and I'm just putting them on loosely so that it doesn't over scrunch it, and I want it to be sort of flat. So there's the back and there's the front. I'm just making sure that the spiral is nice and flat and not like folding over onto itself. So here is a nice close-up of what it looks like. And I have used 3 rubber bands so that it's got 6 compartments. Now I'm going to soak this in my soda ash solution. I've used about a gallon of water and probably about half a cup of soda ash. Now I'm going to wring it out and start to set it up for my second pass of ice dyeing. I'm going to use the plastic tray and a window screen. This is going to be letting the dye and the ice melt through the screen. So it's a little bit different method than the first time. And I'm just going to cut a little collar out of some cardboard. I like to just use cardboard because I have so much of it always, and you can custom make the size for whatever project you're using. So I'm just stapling the cardboard pieces together to be a little bit bigger than the shirt. So now I'm coming in with my color, and I'm going to put it directly on top of the wet shirt. And I'm starting out with a little bit more of that jet black color, and I'm putting it on opposite sides of the shirt. So if you can imagine it like a little pie with pie slices, I'm doing opposite sides of the pie. Now I'm adding the red color, and I'm doing it the same way. And I'm adding a pretty decent amount of dye. A lot of times when I do ice dyeing, I want there to be a lot of negative space. And this one I'm putting a little bit more dye on it than I normally would. Next, I'm coming in with some purple, and I'm doing the next pie slice over from the pink. And I like to just use these plastic knives to distribute the dye because they're easy to wash, and you can get a really exact amount of dye on the tip of them, but you can use whatever you want. Now I'm adding some ice, and this one is so small that I am not using very much ice, and I'm just putting the ice cubes on top of it super carefully. I don't want to knock the dye off of the shirt. So once I get the first layer of ice on top of the shirt, I'll add more ice. And here it is, ready to go. And I'm just going to let this sit for 24 hours. Okay, now it's time to open this one up. This one has a lot of dye on it still, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful to... See, it's all over my hands. Okay. Whoa. All right. That one looks great. I think it's going to look a lot different once I start to rinse it. So let's take it to the sink and see what it really looks like. So once again, I'm going to rinse it with the cold and wash it with the hot and synthrapol. You can see there's a lot of dye in the shirt still. So it takes a while for all the excess dye to come out. And I would say with the shirt, you'd probably want to be careful washing it afterwards. Make sure that you're washing it either separately or with like dark colors. So I'm washing it with the synthrapol by hand in the sink with really hot water. And next I'm going to put it in the washer and wash it on hot with more synthrapol. You don't need a lot of synthrapol, it goes a long way. But definitely the agitation really helps to get the excess dye out. Here it is, totally finished, dried and washed, and I think it turned out so cute. I love that the colors have that extra sort of depth, and I think that's because I did it in 2 processes. I love this little kit. I love that it comes with all the colors, soda ash and synthrapol, so I'd highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias at Onyx Art Studios and check out my online dyeing workshops on my website, onyxartstudios.com. You can also sign up for my mailing list so you never miss a new date. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And here are some other videos from my channel that are similar that you might enjoy if you're looking for some more inspiration. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.